Yo, it's your boy LoV. We here on N.A.W.A TV. I'm here with my guy, KBTheTrainer. How you feeling?
Good, bro.
It's been a while.
I know, man.
We've been working, man. That's why I'm like, we gotta catch each other and link up, man.
Feel good to be here, man.
Appreciate you for even coming out, bro. How's everything been going on with you? I know it's been crazy this year, but I know you're still getting some things done, and I'm watching that.
Yeah, man. COVID changed everybody, bro. Everybody to the T. So being out, for 4 or 5 months outside of the gym, it took a toll. But at the same time, it also gave me, room for growth and to think of new ideas. So thank God for my app. I have my app in place, so my Team KB app.
Yeah, that's fire.
So by doing that, it helped stay afloat. It wasn't the same amount of income, but it still helped motivate people through the pandemic. So
besides the income, I see like you're also genuinely passionate about just making sure people get their bodies right and they're healthy. What made you get into like making people want to be fitness conscious?
It really started back in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, when we used to play ball and stuff, and coaches would give us workouts. And like, I kid you not, like how I started, like really fall in love with it is like when I started seeing my body change.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, I want progress. You know what I'm saying? And once I really went hard out, consistently did the workouts. My eating was a little trash back then. You see, fast food. But once I changed my eating, it really hit me like, yo, I could really turn it into something. Okay. But I never fell in love with the training part until I helped somebody else. And that's where I was like, all right, I think I can do this. I love fitness and I love helping people. And it just came afloat from there.
With the name, how'd you get KBTheTrainer? Did that come with you working with other people, or you had it in the back of your mind like, yo, this is gonna be my name in the future?
Nah, not at all. Like I literally was playing around one day because people was calling me KB a little bit towards the end of high school. Okay. And because I didn't like when people couldn't pronounce Caleb for some reason, they used to call me mad different names. So I just tell people just call me KB. Yeah. So it wasn't until one day I still got it on my old Instagram page, and I posted I got my first Under Armour shirt. Okay. So when you're Under Armour, you feel like a trainer. You feel like
you feel built.
So I literally put in the hashtag. I'm like, yo, KBTheTrainer, and I was laughing at myself. It started as a joke, and then next thing I know, I was like, let me turn into a real thing. And then my fiance, she's my girl at the time. She helped me motivate me like, yo, you could be a trainer, because I thought a trainer had to be jacked, bald headed, bad muscles. I was slim, I was cut up, so I didn't feel like I had to look for it. And she's like, nah, you can do it, you can do it. And then once I made the page, I just ran with it. So it's about to be almost 8 years now.
8 years, bro. That's fire. That's fire, bro. 8 years.
Yeah.
So during this time frame, was there any time where you felt this is something that is it's like overbearing, or this is something that you can't do right now, or you have to leave to the side and understand it more for it to be executed wiser? Was there ever a time you felt like that?
Definitely, bro. Definitely. Because I wanted to quit a few times within the first 5 years, very few times. Because one, I didn't have a gym.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I literally started training outside in the park, no equipment, just bench and tell them to bring their yoga mats. So that's how I started. And I knew I had to prove myself through people. Like I was an Uber trainer. I used to pick up people, take them to the park, drop them off. I used to charge like $6, bro.
Uber trainer. This man's hustling. I'm listening.
And I knew I was taking the L financially, but I knew I was going to win in the long term because I had to prove myself through helping people. And I was like, yo, I just got to get value to people. As long as I get value to my craft, I could prove that I know what I'm doing for myself, and I could prove that to other people. And then once I started with that, like that became better, like getting clientele. People was talking about me, and then, it was New York. So it was winter time. It's like, all right, KB, where we going to be at?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was the first real hardship I had. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're just going to keep rocking until it get cold. So I started losing clients week by week, down to like one client. It's 40 degrees outside. She's like, yo, KB, I don't know if I could do it. I'm like,
40 degrees?
I kid you not. I get a phone call the next day. One of my bros, I didn't speak to him in a minute. I grew up with him. Yeah. But he works at ISA. His name is H. Okay. And he said, yo, I work for the Beacon program. They're looking for a fitness program. Wow. And I'm like, and I had to put the phone down for a second because it kind of threw me off guard. I've been praying to God, like, I need to find a spot for winter. He's like, yo, I want you to meet with the director and we can probably set something up. So in my head, I'm like, this is not going to be an interview. This is going to be a meeting. Like, I'm just
going down.
Yeah, so I already know what I'm going to do. So I threw my whole pitch already. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to offer free classes to the community, and they give me a free place to train. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened, bro.
Negotiation.
You gotta bring something to the table, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And from there, it was just I just building my name up in the community, you know, building up my training system, really learn how to train other people.
Yeah.
And it's been dope. So I trained there for 3 years, and then from there I trained at a church for another 2 years. I got another opportunity. So basically, I took like a living room and turned it into a gym. So, so I
creativity.
You know, just putting money right back into the business. Every time I had, you know, sessions where I used to buy a little piece here, a little resistant band, little weights. Then I got the gym set up, and it didn't feel like a living room once you went in there. It was my studio. And then from there, like, you know, I worked, and then the house started having problems. Oh, so now it's something I can't even control anymore. And I'm like, it's got an infrastructure issue, and I'm like, I don't want inconvenience for my clients. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I had another hardship. So when that happened,
that's happening as you're growing.
So I'm like, I like to a point where I used to hit people up to tell them like, yo, this is your new cycle coming up, such and such. This is the payment. I didn't hit nobody up because I didn't know what I'd do. So I had to take a pause. Like, yo, I really got to figure out. And sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, take a pause to figure out how you're gonna go about it. And then one of the guys I used to train in the park with, his name is Curtis. I remember he had a studio. He kept telling me, yo, come. I'm like, yo, I'm not ready for that. Because one, out of the church, I wasn't charging no overhead.
Oh, okay.
So that was a blessing within itself. And I'm like, I'm not ready to take that leap. I still got my personal bills, and I don't know if I can do that. And I just hit him up one day because it was raining, and we supposed to train outside. My clients come from Brooklyn. So I'm in a car with them. I'm like, yo, I can't do nothing right now. I'm really stuck in a hard place.
Yeah, proportion everything.
I called him. Meanwhile, I didn't speak to him probably like 2 or 3 months. Called him out of the blue. I said, yo, you still got that studio?
That's still available?
He's like, yeah, come through. I was like, all right, bet. I got 2 clients with me. So he just like, yo, he came. He's like, I just charge you for the day. And as I'm training there, I not used to have these different type of resources. Like, we got machines, mad extra medicine balls, not just one dumbbell. I got different sets. Because I was making it work, you feel me?
Gucci with the equipment now.
So when I seen everything, I was like a kid in the candy store. My clients were like, yo, I love this workout. It was a little further from where I was training before. Cause I was training in Jamaica, but it's right there on Valley Stream, like Valley Stream, Rosedale. And I just felt like, yo, this is the right place for me. This is what I need to do. I need to take this leap. And we started talking business. He was telling me like, yo, it'll be, you know, X amount of dollars per month. If you come through, I'm like, all right, bet, I'm gonna take the leap. And sure enough, even when I took that leap, I had 2 people I was going to charge a new price. Because I'm like, my old clients, I always have this rule, I don't go up on them. That's my loyalty. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to charge my new clients, I'm going to charge them this price, and they're going to pay for rent for the next month. Sure enough, they never started. So now I'm 10 feet in, you know what I'm saying? Like, hands and toes, I'm like, I got to make it work. And I think that sometimes in entrepreneurship, your hands are going to be forced. And you're not going to be able to see what's coming next, and you got to just, you know, follow through with it. And it's been the best thing that happened ever since, bro. Like, I've been there almost about to be 3 years, two and a half years now, and I just love it, man. Just helping women, guide them, you know, through fitness, and show them that they can do it without surgery. And that's a big thing.
I respect that a lot, because a lot of people, they try to encourage women to, I wouldn't say cheat and go get surgery, because you don't know what somebody's going through and why they want surgery. Exactly. But for you to still give that organic option, it's appreciated to a lot of people, I believe. Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, I'm not fully anti-surgery, because I'm like this, give it your best shot, do everything you can first.
Exactly.
Because if you just go and get it, and you don't change your habits, sure enough, you're going to be back on the table.
That's going to fail as well.
Exactly, so it's like, it's not going to change your discipline, it's not going to change your mentality. But for the most part, when people come to me, they be thinking of surgery anyway, because they were like, yo, it's only been 30 days, 8 weeks, whatever, and it's like, if you really dedicate yourself and your body and discipline, then things can happen. That's why I want to show people, like, things can really change if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, nothing changes, nothing changes. I tell people that all the time. So with all the business you're doing, modeling, I remember you were modeling, and I was like on runway shows, I'm like, wow, he's doing a lot. How come you didn't choose just to model? What made you just stick with this? Because modeling, you could have did that and you would have been good. Yeah. But what makes you want to do this as well, or just do this only?
I think just the whole stereotype, I never liked being in a box. Okay. And that's always been how I was since I was young. So, you know, us going to high school together, he was like, yo, we play ball, we smart, we fly, like we everything, you know what I'm saying? I always had that aura with me, and I just took that on a business level. Like, I want to be able to do more things, because when I can tie it all together, that's when I really win. So with modeling, it increased my network crazy, meeting so many different people every show. Yes. And, you know, you guarantee to meet a good 20 people every time.
All the time.
And some of those people, you know, I built relationships with. Either they were my clients, they led to clients, or, you know, it led to another business that I was doing. So I just felt like modeling was great for me and gave me great exposure. I still tap into it here and there, commercial print or runway. But I just felt like I didn't just want to be boxed in and just be a look, because there's so much I can bring to the table. Yeah. Because they try to put you in a box like, oh, you athletic, you fit, dark skin, here, do this, don't say nothing. And I used to tell them, like, I have my own brand. Like, one, I know the business of this. I know business, so you're not just going to think I'm just a good look.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Shirt, stand over there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was my approach with it. And it's like, it's something I still want to continue with, you know, as far as acting too, I still want to continue that. And I'm just like, yo, I can't be boxing. There's so many gifts that we have, I might as well put them on the table.
Yeah, you got to stay eclectic instead of versatile. Because versatility still have you in somewhat of a box. Yeah. Because you're thinking out of the box. But when you're eclectic, it's like you go into that high capacity of work and proving to people and yourself what you bring to the table every time you get up in the morning.
Yeah.
What else can you tell people you have coming up besides all the chaos that's been going on this year? I know you've still been planning stuff for the future. Mm-hmm. What can you, I know you don't want to tell everything. What can you still tell us that you have upcoming?
Right now, I'm really going hard with real estate. So I'm really building my brand with real estate, because I've been doing it for 3 years now. And that's something that's been like part-time with me, and you know, sell a house 1 or 2 here a year. But now it's like I really want to help my people and help millennials and show them how to make bread, because one, the interest rates is real low right now. People can take advantage of that.
Yes. So
in New York, people always say it's expensive, and they move to Atlanta, move to North Carolina
all the time.
So I want to show people that, you know, if you do it together with your family, then you can really win. You know what I'm saying?
With your intermediate people.
Exactly, and people that you trust, even not your family, your friends. Because if you got roommates and y'all sharing, you know, apartment, y'all can share a crib together. Mm-hmm. So real estate is nothing I put on the forefront and like offering, you know, free consultation, free information for people, especially if you don't know about it. Because my life, I never owned a house. My family never owned a house. So that's what makes me go so hard to help everybody else achieve their house so I can get mine.
Likewise.
So that's my MO with that. And then with as far as Team KB, so much with the branding, like getting the merch out and really getting like the clothing back how it was before, but on a higher level. And I have my app programs. I have a whole bunch of programs that people can use, whether it's not on my app, but they use it as a PDF. Yeah. So, because going in this winter, if you know COVID come back around, then I want to make sure I have something for people.
Everything prepared.
Exactly. So my resistant bands, just working on the whole brand, and you know I have a new logo coming out. So it's just dope that so many years from now, there's people I trained 3 or 4 years ago that come back to me and say, yo, KB, I want help. And it's like that holds so much brand value. People that I spoke 3 or 4 years still remember me or say like, I want you to help me. So I just love that part about it. And then the other thing is my podcast, Entrepreneurhood. So you can find it on Apple Music, Spotify. And we teach about entrepreneurship. So everything that I talk about within the lanes that I'm in, we talk about entrepreneurship and share our experiences, because entrepreneurship is something that's not taught. And it's like, there's certain things that you probably going through that I probably went through, or things you went through that I didn't go through yet, and then we just share. And it's basically where entrepreneurs can grow together. So that's
conversation.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going full strong. Like every week we drop an episode every Sunday.
That's lit.
Yeah, and that is dope, because like me and my boy Lay, it's like therapy for us, because we talking about our situations, and in the midst of it, so many people listen like, yo, you guys helped me out. You're inspiring me. You're showing me different ways about business that I wasn't, you know, taught in school. So, you know, you can't really teach experience. You got to really go through it.
Exactly.
So those are the main 3 factors that I'm really focused on is real estate, my training, and my podcast. And then, you know, modeling and acting, I feel like it's going to come back in the forefront, but it's not there yet. Maybe 2022, 21 is going to come up.
It's going to come naturally.
Yeah.
It's going to get you up, for sure.
But, yeah, I actually got some projects, too, that's coming. So that's already done. So I'm just waiting on.
Oh, they just in the vault.
Yeah, they just in the vault.
Just in the vault. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the creative directing, do you have help with it? Do you have a team, or is it just you creative directing everything? Because, like I was telling you, when it's like to look at how detailed what you're doing is, there has to be time management going on, and a lot of people don't want to tap into that capacity of how to understand the work they're bringing to the public. Yeah. I see you do that, and people don't look at the meticulous things like that. I noticed it and I admire it. I want to know, how is this happening? Through just you, or you have a squad? Like, I want to know.
No, I really wish I did have a squad. Like, it's crazy, but everything I've been doing for these last 7 years has really been on my own.
Wow.
And
Respect, bro.
And what has been now since quarantine, like we got a virtual assistant, and shout out to Morgan because she helped us edit our podcast, and she posts, you know, for us on my page, so she does a lot. So right now I'm looking to reach that certain level where I can scale my business, where I can have certain systems in place and people can follow it. Because it's like sometimes when you're so used to working by yourself, you say you want help, but now you're not willing to give people, you don't trust people.
Yeah, you want to get everything on your own.
Yeah, so.
Guilty.
and I learned that, like, well, she's like, well, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, well, I don't even know what I want her to do or what I think she is capable of doing. And little by little, I just started showing her everything, and she started helping me with a lot of stuff in my back end office stuff, back end office work. And, you know, I'm thankful for that. So that's the only person I really have on my team. But besides that, everything is just me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Self-made. That's lit, bro. Tell the people where they can find everything you're doing, your apps, and where they can just follow this KB story. Because the story's just started. More's coming.
That's a fact. I like to say my life is a movie, so. Well, one, Instagram is where you can find most of everything, KBTheTrainer. My website is KBTheTrainer.com. Entrepreneurhood is my podcast. It's called The Entrepreneurhood on IG, entrepreneurhood.com. KB Your Realtor, that's my other Instagram page. I got like 6 pages, and I can't forget about my special thing every year is Feeding the City, and that's when we give out food to the homeless. So that's my nonprofit community organization, and we donate food during the holidays, you know, coats, toiletries, and last year we did like 2,000 meals.
How did Feeding the City come up though? When I first seen it, I seen it through some other people I used to play ball with, and I'm like, yo. KB played ball with some of them too. I'm like, I think he's working with them. I'm like, how did that go about? How did that come about?
Honestly, it was one of the things I always wanted to do since I was younger.
Oh wow.
And I always wanted to give out food to homeless because I never knew how a person was feeling. As I started getting older, I learned how a meal can change somebody's whole, you know, experience, you know, their whole day. And it started when I just started training too. When I had a couple clients and a couple friends that came along, and we was like, I hit them up, I put it on Instagram. And I said, yo, I'm looking to give out food to the homeless. If you're down, let me know. Simple as that, simple post like that. And we gave out 52 meals that year.
Wow.
Probably had like 8 people. And the next year, as I posted, because the posting brings awareness. It's not posting just to do it as for clout or for branding. It was just something I generally do. And I only want people who are passionate that's doing it. Because it has nothing to do with none of my other businesses. It's just straight giving.
Something you want to do.
Exactly. And then from there, people... From 52 meals, we did 400 meals.
52 to 400.
And then we just kept going. And now we're doing 1,000 meals, 1,200, 2,000. Now we're teaming up with, you know, Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, different...
more people involved in different
franchises. And the best thing about it, man, is the whole community come together. I mean, people cooking turkeys. But besides their family turkeys, they cooking turkeys just to give away chickens, everything. People run to the store. Everybody hands is tied. Like... Yolanda, shout out to Yolanda, the owner of Salon 161. We uses her salon as a prep station.
Okay.
And everybody from the community comes. We have different shifts, so people come. We go at different shelters, and it's just so dope to see people come together and see that we can do this for one day and we can do this all the time.
Being consistent.
Yeah, the experience is just so heartfelt. Where when you're there, you're like, yo, I want to do more. I want to help more. Like by me doing it. It inspired so many other people because they told me personally, yo, I've seen you doing Feeding the City and it's grown so much. I want to do something now. I'm like, yo, go ahead, let's do it. We can still do it together. And it's a thing where everybody can be involved, but you just have to be passionate about it. I turned down a lot of people who came just because they seen the opportunity.
Oh, we gonna be on camera?
Yeah.
Posting that? You gonna tag me?
Exactly. So I'm real touchy with that where it comes to, I'm not just putting anybody on. You gotta be passionate about it, bro. You gotta bring something to the table. Or you gotta add to the table, and that's how it is. You
gotta want to add to the vision.
Yeah.
Can't be just taking stuff from the vision and going about your way.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna rewire, you know, for COVID, you know, see how we're gonna go about that. But we're gonna, even if we're not giving away food how we could, we still gonna give away masks, you know, socks, things that people need.
Essential things.
Yeah.
I have one more question for you.
What's that?
If you had somebody that you would want to work with as a trainer, who would it be?
As far as me training them or like collabing with them?
Collabing with them.
I would gotta say missing 2 weeks out.
Okay.
You know him from Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like his energy.
Before facts.
Yeah, I like his energy, man. The way he, you know, he's still himself, no matter how much success he reached.
Yeah.
He's still himself, and he's a funny guy. He reminds me of myself when I be training. And I always crack jokes with my clients and, you know, have fun while I'm doing it because it's something I love.
Yeah.
And, you know, we get the job done, you get the results. And he got a you know, lit program called IX28. And seeing that, like, how much he making from it and also the success he has from his success stories, it's like, yo, that's why I want Team KB to be that. So that's somebody I'm looking to, you know, want to collab with definitely in the future.
Sound ill, bro. Appreciate you for coming out, bro. It was good to see you, bro.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed this, man.
It's your boy LoV. We here on N.A.W.A TV. It's my guy KB the Trainer.